Good morning, friends. Welcome to Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel this morning. It's Halloween, and it's going to be a nasty one. Well, if you live in either coast of Canada, if you live in Nova Scotia or PEI, places like that, or if you live in BC, it's going to be pretty wet, crappy, miserable, even maybe snowy at times. Halloween. Trick-or-treaters, I don't know. Like, maybe it's the year to just, say that's a little too much trick-or-treating for one life. It's not worth getting all wet. There's a baseball game on tonight. Just like your dad really would love it if you two of you just had some quality time watching baseball, right, kids? Don't need to go trick-or-treating in the rain now, do you? Nah, you don't there. Okay, let's get on with the show.
There it is. This is bad news.
My God.
Falling out right now. Anything could happen.
Get on!
Wow. I'll watch the video later.
They try mopping this. Good morning, Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Hit like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Come back again and again and again. Become a channel member if you want to support the guy here. I love the support. Helps me greatly. Okay, let's get on with all the nasty, messy, gross details to end the month of October. And welcome to another edition of the Bad News Battle Board. Do you want to start east or do you want to start west? We'll start west because we are west. We'll start west today with the wind warning on the coast there. 110 kilometer an hour gusts expected this morning around the central coast, northern Vancouver Island. An intense front will cross the area, bringing rain that's heavy and strong winds near 110 kilometers an hour over exposed sections of the central coast and northern Vancouver Island. It will ease early this morning as it moves into the Caribou and possibly wrecks the power here in time for the baseball game. I'm really concerned, actually. I'm really concerned that the electricity is going to go out again because it always does here. Strong winds may be expected or occurring already this morning down through Nanoose Bay, East Vancouver Island, Campbell River, and the Sunshine Coast, gusting up to 90 for you guys. Got the rainfall warning down for Vancouver, Metro Vancouver, North Shore, Northeast, including Coquitlam, Maple Ridge, City of Vancouver, Burnaby, New West, Howe Sound, including Bowen Island, and the Sunshine Coast, beginning this morning and continuing this evening. A moisture-laden funnel system is pushing into the BC coast. Rainfall is expected to begin this morning and taper off through the afternoon. You're going to see some snow in some of the passes, so expect, if you're driving through the mountain passes this weekend, you're going to run into snowfall. Expect that. Highway 3, 5, over Revelstoke, Rogers Pass, wherever it is you're going, you're going to run into some snow this weekend. There's no statements up yet, but I think that will change this afternoon. We'll probably see that come up. So we got wind gusts up to 90 kilometers an hour possible. That's for Tatlioco, Utsa, Fort Fraser, Vanderhoof, Prince George, Quesnel, Williams Lake, 100 Mile House. Hey, it doesn't say Wells. Maybe I'll be okay here. Oh, please. God, I don't want the power to go out today. I'm going to lose my mind. Okay. During last week's windstorm, downed trees and branches led to numerous power outages. The strong winds likely fell many trees during the summer and may limit the impact of winds today. Okay, well, we're hoping that the weak trees have already fallen down. Rainfall warning up on the north coast, including Kitimat and Terrace, 45 to 55 millimeters from that intense rainfall. We actually have special air quality statement down there on the Golden area. That is not snowfall statement. We do have a few trick-or-treaters are in the White Pass there, or the Chilkoot Pass. No one's up there. 20, 30 centimeters are expected in the Chilkat Pass through this evening, and then also, oops, I didn't hit the thing. I struggled to hit the thing. The White Pass, car cross to White Pass, winter storm warning, 10 to 20 centimeters there as well from a series of storm that's bringing snow to the White Pass area. Snowfall rates will increase, producing periods of heavy snow. Snow levels will rise late this afternoon. Precipitation may change to wet snow or rain this evening. Then up on the Dempster Highway, we got wind and blizzard warning for the Richardson Mountains, Dempster Highway, gusting to 100 kilometers an hour. Yummy stuff. Then we head out east where we get also a bunch of bad weather for everybody who is trick-or-treating out there. This goes from eastern Ontario straight on through Quebec, through St. Lawrence country. Rainfall event continues today, 40 to 70 millimeters. That will continue this evening as well. 25 to 50 mils have been observed since the rain began Thursday morning. So heavy rain in some of these areas here. Rainfall warning up to 60 millimeters. Every area's got its own kind of like Specialized forecast. One was for 80 millimeters there, like for Mont Tremblant. If we go back home down towards Belleville, 40 to 70 millimeters. If we go to Quebec City, 40 to 60. Out that way, you kind of get the impression. At the very far end of Gaspésie, 40 to 60 mils there, strong southeast winds. We have special weather statement for New Brunswick, 20 to 45 millimeters with gusting winds of 60 kilometers an hour this afternoon, 70 kilometers an hour gusting in Nova Scotia, 20 to 40 mils. That should taper to isolated showers through the afternoon or evening as the winds shift to the southeast. On the south shore of New Brunswick, we got rainfall warning there, 50 mils, except near 80 in areas of heaviest rain. That's for New Brunswick, Fundy Coast, 60 kilometer an hour winds expected there. Should taper off to showers in the afternoon. So maybe you'll get lucky and miss some of the rain during trick-or-treating time. 50 to 80 millimeters down south coast, south side of Nova Scotia. Up, they sweat wind warning there. It's like sometimes I'm talking, then my brain goes, and I'm like, Cape Breton. So they sweat wind warning there, 120 kilometers an hour there. What's going on is we have a side blow coming because we got this, it was a Hurricane Melissa, 130 kilometer an hour wreck house winds on that side of Newfoundland. I think this is the area that's going to be affected probably the most there by the tropical cyclone. Next information statement will be issued this afternoon. Hurricane Melissa has entered the Canadian Hurricane Center response zone and is moving northeastward towards the Maritime Marine District. Melissa is expected to reach Laurentian Fan by this afternoon, then continue northeastward into Newfoundland waters, passing close to southeastern Avalon Peninsula late tonight into early Saturday. A period of heavy rain, strong winds, along with heavy surfs expected. Okay, so its location this morning is at 37.5 degrees north, 62.5 west, about 270 kilometers north-northwest of Bermuda. Maximum sustained winds are 139 kilometers an hour this morning. Present movements at 70 kilometers per hour. Holy, it's moving fast, folks. So it was going 5 kilometers an hour for days in the Caribbean. Now it's hit that little jet streak and it's just rocketed off there. Its pressure is about 973 millibars, which is quite a bit higher than it was when it was Category 5 strength. We're not dealing with the same storm, folks, but still, if you're on the East Coast, this is something that you're going to have to deal with, especially if you're trick-or-treating this evening, kids. The hurricane's transitioning to a post-tropical storm, and the transition is expected to be completed prior to passing near or south of the Avalon Peninsula of Newfoundland early on Saturday. If it ends up tracking further west, heavy rain and stronger winds may be felt for parts of Avalon. There will be large waves and heavy surf for the southern coast of Newfoundland beginning late this evening, continuing on Saturday, primarily for the large non-tropical low and to a lesser extent from Melissa. So there's the one low coming through, and then there's Melissa, and the two of them are kind of combining. Wind, there's a chance that parts of the Avalon could be within the storm circulation for a brief period and therefore would see some moderate winds. If the center of the storm passes south and east of the land, the highest winds would remain offshore. So gusts of about 80 kilometers an hour possible for southern and eastern coastline of Avalon Peninsula tonight. Strong southwest winds will persist across the region on Saturday. Meanwhile, rainfall, Melissa is expected to track just offshore of the Avalon Peninsula, Newfoundland. A short period of heavy rains possible for 3 to 6 hour window tonight. Surge and waves for southeastern Newfoundland. Large waves will arrive and build to the southwest late this evening, peaking early Saturday, breaking significant wave heights to 5 to 7 meters forecast. That's nuts. 5 to 7 meters. If you're sailing around out there, look out, fishermen. Okay, what else we got? So you got the idea. We got the tropical storm statements, more or less, from Hurricane Melissa. If you live in Newfoundland, please pay attention to that. 40 to 60 millimeters there. That's from that other low, the main low that's just coming across. And we got the snowfall warning as well up in Labrador there for the Trans-Labrador Highway between Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and Cartwright Junction. That happens on Saturday. It's the first significant snowfall of the season for them, and that starts on November 1st around near Eagle River. Snow will begin to accumulate over higher terrain Saturday morning and persist well into the evening. A mix of snow and rain will occur at lower elevations where temperatures are expected to remain slightly above the freezing mark. Meanwhile, Lasky, I don't know how to pronounce that town, community name in Newfoundland, had a new high record, 14.6 degrees yesterday. So you can see the tropical warmth is coming up, but soon it's going to pull the not-so-tropical cold down from the north. Oh, okay, BC, back to BC. We do have a high stream flow advisory this morning because of all that precipitation coming off the Pacific. Let's have a little talk about the high stream flow advisory this morning out there. North Coast for Kitimat, Kamano, and we got another one for Kingcome. Says right here, Blue Jays are going to win the World Series in 6 games. Oh, sorry, I'm reading wrong. Kitimat and Kamano River, including tributaries, King Cum River overnight Thursday, Friday. Atmospheric river. He said it. Oh, my God, he's so woke. Is expected to arrive on the north coast of British Columbia. The storm will slide south along the coast on Friday, bringing moderate to heavy precipitation totals, possibly heavy in some areas. Relatively warmer temperatures accompanying the storm will cause an increase in freezing levels, which may generate snow melt or rain on snow. The warming effect will be more pronounced on the central and south coast than on the north coast, but that's because it won't be so warm on the north coast. I won't stay that warm, but this is what we get at least first. So the forecast precipitation totals for Thursday, Friday storm are not unusually high for the BC coast at this time of year. This isn't anything crazy. We're not trying to scare you. People used to just call it rain, man. That's why I can't wait to get that MAGA hat, because I'll put it on for these moments, and then I'll be like, we used to just call it rain back in my day. We called it rain. Like, you can't differentiate between what kind. Is it like a small rain cloud? Is it a hurricane? Is it a tornado? What is it? What kind can we identify what kind of weather it is? No, we oppose reification. Okay, the forecast precip totals for Thursday, Friday storm are not unusually high. That's pretty normal, but it still can knock your power out, or maybe flood your basement or something, or make driving home difficult. Maybe bring down a little landslide or something. It's a continuation of the wet pattern for the coast. The ongoing sequence of storms may have a significant cumulative effect on stream flows. It also may be the thing that brings the wind. The wind knocked out the power right during the fucking World Series game. It better not happen, god damn it. Rivers are expected to rise rapidly as the storm intensifies on Friday. Kitimat, Kamano, and King Cum watersheds may be particularly vulnerable to rapid flow increase due to recent heavy precipitation and high flows. However, in the week since the last large coastal storm, flows in gauge river systems for both watersheds have declined substantially. So water has come down again after the last big old run through. But don't keep in mind, folks, that we can have unstable banks and some erosion that can happen, and you could also have pooling of water on the road, and you want to keep your storm drains clear, and you could have some landslides and stuff like that. There's some risks that go along with what is the typical way we receive our, the majority of our precipitation on the BC coast is through this pattern. I get it. It's just rain. I get it. That's what I know. I know you want to cling to that, and it is just rain too. It's like no one's arguing that. Can we just call a mid-latitude cyclone a mid-latitude? Can we call an atmospheric river an atmospheric river? Can we call it just like a convective cumulus cloud that's making a thunderstorm? It's just an isolated squall. We have words to describe individual things so that we can understand them. Okay, and it's not wrong to want to understand things. It doesn't make you a communist. It doesn't make you fucking woke. It's going to be a terrible Halloween for the trick-or-treating kids there on the East Coast. Look at this mess out there, man. It's like, man, the East Coast is going to get hammered right down through Quebec, right into Eastern Ontario. Some of you are going to have a really hard time, a really hard go there with their trick-or-treating kids there. And on the BC coast, Vancouver Island's going to be messy. Vancouver, Lower Mainland, going to be messy. Anyone up along the coast there may even see a little bit of rainfall at showtime during... you better not trick or treat, kids. You better just watch friggin' baseball. Let your parents have this. They need it, It's like, I remember one time my mom went to Holland on my birthday. That's what it's like when you send the kids to bed and it's a World Series game. It's like some things you just never forget. Never forgive. We watched them 2 storms there. You can see the backside there is making quite a bit of snowfall in the Quebec side as well. BC, as you go further interior, you're mostly okay. As we come into Saturday, though, we start to see some more and more of that slip over. If you're in southern BC, that won't be the case. Southern BC is going to get snowy, going to get messy. The highways are going to get bad. If you got plans to travel on November 1st in southern British Columbia, expect special weather statements and snowfall statements and warnings and things like that. I do expect that. That is the atmospheric river right there. You can see, boom. It's a clear tail, and you got the high pressure back here. It's kind of blocking it, forcing it down there. You kind of get the impression. You can see where this high here is these isobars. So it sort of traps this line, compresses it together, and then forces it into like a narrow band of precip that's spanning across almost straight from, that's Hawaii right there, right? And you can see as we come in Saturday night, still pretty messy in southern BC for everyone out east. You're going to watch that storm gradually move off. And that is, if we go back here, that is Hurricane Melissa. Oops, I went too far. I'm bad at this. That is Hurricane Melissa right there. So look how far she came. She come real far in just a couple of days. I mean, it spent 3 days just going like from here to here. And then it went poof like a million miles an hour. Just took off. It's unbelievable. Now this high is blocking it here, so it's going to force some of this stuff into Newfoundland. But again, it's becoming an extratropical low. It is going to impact Newfoundland. Hurricane Melissa is going to make an impact on Newfoundland, whether it's a direct one or a glancing blow. It will be meaningful, whatever the case is. Low pressure in the Northwest Territories, making for a little bit of snow up there. Mostly warmer and clearing in the Prairie Provinces. Pretty nice out east once the storm starts to move out for you. The further east you are, the longer it will take for that to happen. Southern BC, seeing snow still as we come into Sunday morning. There you go, Southern BC. You're going to have some slippery traveling conditions as you're going up and down the passes. And then we get the next storm that's going to roll in right after that. So that just gives you kind of your idea where things are going for the next couple of days. Boom, 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 boom. Nasty. We start the month completely nasty. British Columbia. Woo, look at that nice warm belt that's like been drawn up here in front of this low here. It's made all its way to the Northwest Territories, brought temperatures up there, even northern BC, even Alberta, Saskatchewan. Boom, you can see that the deep purple being snowfall or maybe sleet. My eyes have a hard time differentiating between which color of pink is which, but I believe that's the heavy snowfall one, right? We got heavy rain down there, so you can see your mix there. Northern BC taking some snowfall into the evening and the night. Coast Mountain's going to be bad if you're driving 99 Highway, if you're going down towards Bella Coola, if you're heading on the North Coast, even out there. Going to be seeing rain in Haida Gwaii, going to be seeing heavy rain in southern Vancouver Island. Going to watch some of that heavier rain moving into Vancouver there. They got the warning statement there for now. Of course, right, up and down the coast. Now we see a little bit of that start to skip over the Caribou Mountains there. Saturday morning, probably going to have a little bit of snowfall here. If not some rain, watch that little band of it just kind of ride down the Rocky Mountains a little bit as the energy finds its way southward. But what's happening is the energy is making its way southward, and we're going to see now that snowfall make its way into southern British Columbia. You can see that's pretty heavy snowfall, actually, pretty widespread. So anyone traveling over the mountain passes late on Saturday, you're going to be running into some real shit. And you can see this color. This is freezing rain colors. So we do have a little bit of a risk of freezing rain, a little bit of a risk. And I mean, it's not like a widespread freezing rainstorm is going to happen, but hey, if you come into an area that's black iced up because highway has been taking some rain, you can see right into Sunday, some of that snowfall lingering through the weekend. I care about your travel plans. I care that if you're going on Highway 16, you think you're going to get to Jasper, you're going to go through some snowfall on Sunday, although maybe not much. It may be, if you aren't a competent winter driver, good for you to know these things. Rogers Pass going to take a little bit of that as well. We start to see that make its way out on Sunday and in time for the next round. But here's what our weekend looks like one more time through, just so everyone's aware. Oh boy, I had a bad sneeze. That's the end of the show. I'm done. Now I'm sneezing. I can't work like this. That's the show, everybody. We'll talk to you tonight or tomorrow morning. Go Blue Jays, go. I can't wait. I know what's going to happen today. And I'm probably going to regret saying that, because that's what always happens when I make my sports prediction. I'm like, man, that Joey really understands sports. I'm like, yeah, until it's time to make a prediction. Then he's just off every time. But no, I see a good Blue Jay team. I see a Dodger team that's broken. They look dead. They look weak. Their hitting sucks. Their relief pitching sucks. Their starting pitchers aren't good enough to keep the Blue Jay bats down. They got to lose. They got to win too at home. In Toronto's building. I don't know, man. I think something special is going to happen. I think what's going to happen is Yoshinobu Yamamoto is going to have an excellent game. He's going to be so good, and it's going to be 8th, 9th inning, and we're going to be like, oh, man, it's 3-1. It's 4-2 for Los Angeles, and then, Vladdy's going to come up to bat in the 9th, and something special is going to happen. I think something special this series is going to end in a special way, something that for the next 32 years, us Blue Jay fans will be, when I watch that Joe Carter home run, still, I go back to where I was sitting in the basement with Mikey Graham when that home run was hit, and I almost every time feel a tear come to my eye. I appreciate that home run so much. Okay, everybody, have a good day. We'll talk to you soon. Become a member of the channel if you don't mind. Hit like, share, subscribe. Bye.